Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are, and welcome to a rather quick stream because the news just came in, so we've only just put this all together. Let me quickly introduce my co-hosts. I've got Dixie the Undead and David Hosea. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Right. So I'm going to quickly share this out, and then we can discuss what's a guan here. Right, so let me just put my things because by the time we get viewers in and all of that, right, NerdTube, your channel. Right, let me see. Am I live? Yes, I'm live. Right, let me just get that. Okay. All right, so Sony have introduced their brand spanking new PlayStation Plus tier list subscription with tiers list thingy. I fucked that up, but never mind. So basically, what that means, as well as your existing PlayStation Plus subscription that you pay, however much you pay in the UK, is £50 a year,
60 here,
and 60 in the US. You get now different tiers, and those tiers come with different pricing and different goodies. So I'm going to quickly break down what those tiers are, and then we'll go into the discussion. Is that okay?
Yep.
Sure.
All right.
Go for it.
Okay. So we have the standard PlayStation Plus Essential, which is what you have right now. Then we have PlayStation Plus Extra, and the extra tier includes all essential benefits and as the catalog of around 400 PS4 and PS5 games that can be downloaded at any time while you're a member. It includes first and third party games, but no new exclusives will launch into the service. You then have PlayStation Plus Premium. So it includes everything from Essentials and Extra and adds 340 extra games to the catalog, including PS1, PS2, and PSP games for both streaming and downloading. You can't stream PS3 games. You can't download PS3 games, but you can stream those, much like you could do right now with PlayStation Now. But you could download PS1, PS2, PSP games. I'm going to give you the pricing of the extra and the premium, and then we'll go into discussion. So, PlayStation Plus Extra comes in the USA. It's $14.99 a month, $40 quarterly, or $100 for the year. And in the UK, it's £10.99 for the month, $31.99 quarterly, or $83.99 per year. For the premium, it's $17.99 monthly, $50 quarterly, $120 yearly. And in the UK, it's $13.49 a month, which will really quickly rise to £15, knowing how Sony functions here in the UK. Then £40 quarterly and £100 for the year. So that's your pricing. And now I'm going to take it over to my co-host and let me know what they think, starting with you, Hosea.
We're all gonna buy this. That's just the way it is. Because with Sony, they're like, yeah, we're gonna kind of get rid of PlayStation Now and merge all this together. And here's what's so stupid: some of the stuff you can buy, some of the stuff you can't. And with PS3, you can only stream it, as you guys know. And Sony reserves the right to take away this shit anytime they want, which is so stupid. I'm kind of looking forward to this, but I don't know how this will compete with Game Pass. I don't see it really competing with Game Pass in terms of being able to buy all these games. Because with Game Pass, you can buy all these. With PlayStation Spartacus or whatever the fuck it's called, you can't do that. So I don't know. And plus, there's emulators out there. Just saying.
Yeah. Dixie, your thoughts?
This sounds like a really shitty cable plan from the 2000s.
Yes.
I mean, seriously, what the fuck is Sony thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they know that Xbox. Look, let's be realistic here. Let's take off the fanboy stuff and the tribalism, and let's just boil this down to simple business statistics. If you look at the Xbox Game Pass, it's a massive success.
It's killing it right now. I mean,
it has put Xbox right back on the map where it was lagging behind Nintendo and Sony. The Game Pass alone, forget the consoles. This isn't about the console sales. Why do you need a console if you could just do everything on a Game Pass? The Game Pass has millions, and I can't remember exactly how many millions, but it has millions of people signed up to it. It is a huge success.
And they have discounts all the time. It's like you got to also add in taking Game Pass out of the equation. Xbox has their weekly deals, and they're killing it with their weekly deals 9 times out of 10. So it's like you're going to save money regardless with Xbox, whereas Sony, sometimes you may get Assassin's Creed on sale. Sometimes you may not. Sometimes it may be the same thing with Rockstar games, and it doesn't always work that way.
Yeah, I mean, Sony's sales tend to be a little bit hit and miss as well. I don't know. Some of the pricing they offer is just like, well, I could get the physical version for half of that price. So why are you selling me something with no overheads for such an expensive price? And I'm just talking about sales here. I'm not just talking your regular ass prices. So yeah. Sony needs to compete with Microsoft here. It knows that it's got to do something. It can't just rest on its laurels. Since they switched operations over to the United States, Sony has really gone downhill in terms of running itself as a business entering the new era.
Yeah,
I'm not taking away anything from its games. Their games have been pretty much solid. That record speaks for itself, and they can still shift units based on their exclusives alone. And I know people say, well, time will only tell and all that. Look, at the moment, Nintendo can also get away with flogging their systems based on their exclusive titles alone. However, with Xbox buying up so many studios and the Game Pass being so, you get so much for so little in regards, Sony and Nintendo are in danger of getting left behind.
Nintendo, especially, because let's go ahead and just get into it. ROMs and emulators, that will have an effect on this shit. A lot of people may not think that, but especially going to Nintendo's case, it's going to have a lot of effect on Nintendo. It's going to hurt Nintendo.
And this is why I'm glad I'm a PC gamer.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
Well, onto your point there, like Nintendo are litigious to the point where it's actually a detriment to their business because they're so heavy-handed with how they approach things, and then they're reselling you old games for double the price.
And their ROMs too, like with their Nintendo online subscription service, you're not playing the actual game. You're playing a port of that said game.
That's right.
You can download those. We're not going to tell you how, but there are ways and means where you can find ways to play through ROMs, and you can play ROMs through emulation. There's OpenEMU. There's, the Super Nintendo emulator. There's, a bunch of emulators, Project 64. You can find ways and means as far as Nintendo goes.
Yeah. Rather than paying. I mean, their online service is just ridiculous anyway. Like you pay a lot of money and they up their pricing to include Nintendo 64 games. That's like bloody cheek. It's literally driving up. That's why they're trying to crack down on the emulation stuff so they can resell you everything.
Yep.
And it's like, no, we're broke, for fuck's sake.
I say, here's how I feel morally speaking. If you own the game, have owned the game, or if the console's discontinued, it's fair game. That's my view. I know people are going to be like, you shouldn't do that, dude. Preservation is everything. It's one thing if you're going to be a dumbass and tell people like, hey, come to this website and get this for free, because then you're just inviting problems into your life when you do that. Yeah. But if it's for personal use, I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, but I agree. Dixie, any thoughts on the emulation stuff?
Well, the emulation stuff is kind of like inviting the popo to knock on your door. You get that old FBI open up type thing.
Yeah, I think the chances of that happening, other than getting a cease and desist, are very, very,
It's
very low.
mostly it's weird though, Dixie, because they're not going to go after the individuals who download stuff, but they will go after the guys that host the sites, because there's been like MU Paradise used to be the big one. That's where everybody went for emulation, and then Nintendo slapped them, and they pretty much have ceased to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, these Nintendo ninjas do not fuck around.
Well, also I mean, I'm glad they're not going after like the little guy, the little downloaders. They're
No,
going
they
after
don't go after us. They don't go after people like us that have done this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just yeah, I agree with David.
okay.
Jose.
Once you've paid once, it's yours. Like, that's my point.
Yeah.
Like, it's
no
like,
matter what other means you get it, as long as you've had it, then it's fair game.
mm-hmm.
And no matter the platform. I agree. Yeah, so just to quickly, because we're getting sidetracked with the beautiful world of emulation. Chef's kiss. The Sony thing also, it like, okay, I mean, the good thing is, I wish you could download like PS3 and PS4 games as well. But I think, oh no, it is download. You can't stream them. It would be nice if they had the infrastructure, sorry, to stream PS3 and PS4 games better. I've lost my fucking wording here. But PS Now, if anyone's ever subscribed to PlayStation Now, it's awful.
Unless it depends on your internet connection, though.
But I was saying, like, my internet connection is really good, but I still had like a lot of latency issues.
Okay.
And things like that, and it's not the best for what you. But also, it's the library that's a bit naff for what you currently get. So obviously they're looking to expand on that. They're taking it a bit more serious. If they do offer bigger discounts as well on games and can afford to take that little hit, it's something worth looking into. But do you want to pay £100 a year to play like PlayStation 1 and 2 games and all of that?
And even going back to that, there's ways and means, kids.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, my PC is full of emulators for that kind of stuff.
There's ways.
I have the original equipment.
Yeah.
Do you have your own little Raspberry Pi PC thing that you can put all the emulators in there?
No, I have like the hard equipment.
Oh, blimey!
Oh, okay, your shit's still
all out.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's. I mean, there's not much else to say, really. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, we're all gonna buy this. I mean, because it's kind of it's like we're not forcing you, but we kind of are. Like, that's what I'm getting from Sony. It's like, we're not gonna make you do this, but we're gonna make you do this because we're gonna phase PS Now out. Essentially, is what they're telling you.
Yeah, PS Now is. I mean, not enough people use that anyway, so it's not really going to affect anyone. But eventually, what they'll also do is the PS Plus Essential will probably phase out. And they'll be like, oh, we have to just do either these two prices now. And if you want to play online with your friends, you're going to pay this much per year.
And you know what the really fucked up thing is? They're going to increase it. It's not going to stay 120 forever. I'm telling you now. Always. There's no fucking way.
Always. I was saying, like, even the £13.49 that they're charging here in the UK, I guarantee you, within a year, it'll be £15.
Yep. They're going to raise it because they're going to go, oh, we're doing this to give you more. Like, it's when the ISPs tell you, oh, we're raising your rates to give you, like, more bandwidth or whatever the fuck. It's like, no, you're not. You're raising them because you're greedy. That's why you're doing what you do. Yeah,
because you don't want your profit margins to dip below a certain percentage. So you make us foot the bill just to make your shareholders happy.
Yeah,
it's like...
Because there's no fucking way this stays 120. There's no way.
No, you're just going to make us want to pirate things more. And it's, you're going to find.
And I know people are going to be like, well, you shouldn't do that. Piracy will never die, guys. That's the thing. It's never going to die because people are always going to do this. It's just how it is. You can't. Well, look, I don't condone if it's a currently active console, though. I just have to put that out there. I don't condone that. Depending on
old stuff,
on old stuff,
it's fine. Yeah. But I do it to a degree, and if I like the product, I'll go and fucking buy it.
Yeah.
You know. But I want to like. But then with Steam, the good thing with Steam is you can download it, and if it sucks, you can just get your money back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why. No, I'm lucky now because I've got a new laptop. It's only a few months old, and it's superb for gaming. And I've been transitioning more and more back to using like Steam and emulators and all this kind of stuff. And my PlayStation now just sits for Netflix.
Yeah.
And that. So Sony, yeah. Don't forget also it's like virtually impossible to get your hands on a PlayStation 5 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another issue. So the flip side to it is to say, hey, I know there's a supply chain issue, but I tell you what, if you sign up to the premium thing, you can stream PlayStation 5 games on your PC.
I mean, hello, Sony. It's it's not that hard a concept.
I mean, if you could do that, then you'd be like, okay, I get it. There's a supply chain issue.
Yeah.
But if I can at least stream a PlayStation 5 game rather than download it, then it's great. But you can't do that. I think they're just download only for the higher end titles. Let me just check while you.
Yeah, I want to say so. And let's see, games included
only.
Games included on the service as expected: God of War, Spider-Man, The Walking Simulator, Mortal Kombat. Looks like Ghost of Tsushima's making it. So, okay, they've got a good list. They've got a good set list so far of stuff that's going to make it in.
Yeah, it's a solid list for sure. It's just Sony standard. But like I said, I mean, if the library that comes with it, especially for the old games, like I could buy it for a year and just be like, okay, I'll get this one. Then I'll just be like, oh yeah, that reminds me of that game. I'll just go get it on emulator because I used to own it.
Kind of curious to read some of the feedback. Sounds pretty underwhelming. Nothing about day one releases or exclusive, which I didn't expect anyway. And it didn't even say it will launch with all Sony's big hits. Just names a select few will be there. PS Now is already underwhelming with game choices, and just adding some of your own exclusives, not really why all are the same with PS Now, isn't going to change anything, especially when most people would have played one of the biggest ones if they already wanted to. Yeah, I could see what he means because I'm reading the comments, and it's like, yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Oh, wait, where are you reading the comments from?
IGN. I'm reading.
IGN.
You read the article? Yeah. Definitely
see where they're coming from.
I think the thing that's going to hurt is, unlike Xbox, when they do day one launches, that's the coolest thing they've done with Game Pass. That's been amazing because with some of the games you could play them the day they come out. And you can't say that for Sony because Sony, they're like, no, we're making you pay for this.
Yeah. And then you can play it again on the fucking subscription service. It's just like, okay, but if Xbox is, and don't forget that they've got the ticking time bomb of all the studios they've acquired and what they do with those exclusives in the future, Sony are going to be like, we've got this subscription service, but you're not going to get the new games on there. You've got to go buy those separate.
Nope.
Then maybe down the line, you can get those. And it's going to be like, well, I'm not paying you annually for. I'm here for the new games. Dan.
I think this is more going to be a victory more so for Xbox because Xbox is going to come back and just cocksmack Sony with Call of Duty this November. They're going to be like,
just open-handed.
Yeah. They're going to open-handed cocksmack.
They're going to Will Smith. They're going to Will Smith Sony.
Yeah.
They're going to Will Smith Sony. They're like, not bad. But here we're going to market it with a nice big slap across the face. Sony thinks good, but you get
Call of Duty will be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 free to play for all Xbox Game Pass subscription members, and Sony's going to be like, fuck. Yep.
Yeah. That's a fantastic Will Smith slap across the face. That is. Yeah. Because you think about it, you could do that on PC, then it's just like, well, I'll just get the Xbox Game Pass then.
Yeah, you're pushing more people toward Sony. I'm going to go ahead and give you the verdict now because I don't know how much time we got, but Sony, you lost this round. It's a good attempt, but you're pushing more people toward emulation and Game Pass, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. I'm going to say this. It's a good thing they've got their exclusives that are really good, but If you do what you just did with Gran Turismo 7,
And fuck it up.
you're a ticking time bomb to failure.
Yeah.
You are. You're gonna get left behind, and it might not be an immediate thing.
It'll be years down the road, but yeah.
In a decade, the landscape's going to be completely bloody different, and Sony is gonna, get left behind. It's like what happened to Sega.
Nintendo's already there because, like I said with Nintendo, there's ways and means. So Nintendo's fucked. They've got no chance of coming out of this.
At least not coming out of it well.
No,
no. The thing with Nintendo, you can never write off Nintendo because the Switch is outselling everything at the moment.
Yes.
And
as far as old games, they're not doing shit else.
They come out with shit like this that is fucking amazing.
Yeah, okay. Kirby, I gotta get it. I gotta get that.
Oh, it's so good.
I gotta get it. Yeah.
I'm smiling while playing a game rather than stressing.
Holy hell!
Wait until they come out with a new Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, that's going to be one on everyone's list. Once
Final Fantasy comes 16.
out. Yeah.
Oh, listen, Square Enix of late, I mean, they've had some absolute howlers released. So as long as they treat Final Fantasy well and not like the rest of their games, because they've hit shit creek lately. There's like Babylon's Fall and another game that came out that they've just been ripped to pieces for being broken pieces of crap. Mm-hmm. They did that to Final Fantasy. I think there might be riots. So
Final Fantasy, I think, is going to throw them a paddle.
I hope so, because Final Fantasy 15 was great. I loved it. That was the first kind of Final Fantasy game I personally enjoyed. I'm not a big fan of the franchise, so don't castrate me for that. But what I mean, it was just, rather than the turn-based stuff, it was just open and it looked beautiful and it was fun to play. And I hope they just carry on with that kind of thing. But that's not a Nintendo thing. That's a Square Enix thing. But Nintendo, once my generation gets too old to do anything, I don't know if younger generations will be hooked enough on Nintendo.
No.
How much they want the Fortnites and the fucking Call of Duties and all of that. Because don't forget, we see all the cutesy game stuff, but that's adults playing that. Animal Crossing, I don't know kids playing Animal Crossing. It's all adults de-stressing.
Yep.
And playing that game. I'm not shitting on Animal Crossing, by the way.
Games.
Yeah, our generation is the kind of generation we could go back and play a fucking Lego game and be all like, "Oh, dude, this is the shit." You'll go back and you'll play the Lego games and people.
Goddamn right, Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, I can't. Speaking of, I'm gonna plug that shit, dude. That game comes out next week. Oh, I can't wait for that.
That looks so great.
Dope.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that game.
That's gonna be so dope. Yeah,
amazing.
But Nintendo, get your shit together for real.
Nintendo do need to get their shit together, but you can never. It's just that one company you can't write off.
I know.
But Sony is a ticking time bomb. Nintendo, their games are so small they could probably transfer to mobile only, and they'll make a killing and be okay.
Because here's how I rank it: Xbox is number 1, Sony's number 2, Nintendo is number 3. But Nintendo, they've got to come out with some shit because Kirby's a good start. Kirby's good, Metroid's good, Zelda's good, but they've got to do some other shit.
Yeah, I hope they come. Castlevania, they got that.
Oh, it'll come back. Castlevania will come back.
Well, that's more Konami kind of fucked that one up.
Konami's kind of they're kind of going down. I've heard Konami's going down.
Yeah, they're done for. They might get bought out, or at least their IP, their stuff might get bought out by another company. Probably.
They're talking about bringing back Metal Gear Solid though, which I'd be all for. I've heard that might come back.
Yeah, but without Kojima, would it be the same? Because remember that zombie crap survival game we got that they gave us of Metal Gear?
All they really have to do if they want to increase sales of Metal Gear is you just update the graphics. I mean, that's kind of it. You don't touch shit else.
Yeah,
I don't know. It is Metal Gear is kind of story driven, so you got to continue the story somewhere.
Yeah, it's very Anyway, Nintendo's it's one of those. I can't say for sure,
but Xbox has won this war.
Xbox is winning the streaming wars and the monthly subscription wars and all
Xbox is beating y'all asses, and y'all are down in the 10th round, and you need to get the fuck up right now.
Yeah, because it's you got to future-proof your company because consoles are going to be obsolete pretty soon. They will be obsolete pretty soon. gaming is, I've said it before, but gaming will go the way of Netflix. They got a hyper fast broadband on the way, which will basically bring your latency down to fuck all, as long as companies invest in that infrastructure. I know in the States you've got like a weird monopoly with cable companies and the internet.
I think what's going to happen, and both of you will probably agree, it's going to go the way of PC entirely. And what I mean by that is it's going to be PC and emulation. That's where gaming is going.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I fully
gotta
believe
agree
that.
with you on that.
Not so much PC. What it's going to be more so just
It's going to be internet.
Just
yeah, it's going to be internet based. Yeah, it's going to be all internet based. Where consoles will phase out, but it's going to be all through. Like if you want to play like on your Mac or if you want to play on a Mega Machine, if that's your preference, you'll be able to do that. Like that's where gaming is getting ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be like that, or on your phone, or things like that, because you don't need a powerful PC to stream. It's just streaming stuff. So it'd be like what Stadia was tried to do, but obviously
version of Stadia for that matter. But
but one that it's going to be like that, but one that works and has a good library to kind of back it up. And that's the way it's going. But Sony needs to, start thinking of planning like that. Xbox already planning for that. I'll be very surprised if Xbox brings out another console after this one, or the next one will be the last one.
I think they'll keep doing consoles for like convenience of people, because like for people like me, okay, I'll share this. I've got cerebral palsy, so it's hard to play video games with two hands. So for that market, I could totally see like them saying, "Oh, okay, cool, we'll still do consoles, but we're gonna mainline toward the internet." That's where we're headed, I think.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Well, also to insert too, I've suffered 2 strokes recently, which is why technically I'm under. Yeah, that's and my right hand doesn't work very well. So yeah, I'm right with Hosea on the inability to really use a controller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean. Obviously, not disrespect to you guys. What I mean is, again, the controller aspect is workable because it's not going to be like you're going to be on your phone
through the internet, though. Yeah,
it'll be a Bluetooth controller connected to a device, and you can still work that way. The console aspect of it, it's not really a thing. It's, for example, like the Stadia, they sold you a controller, and you can access the Stadia from your phone, your laptop, all of that. Xbox will do the same with that for your TV. So you just need to, as long as you've got like a smart TV and you can get an Xbox controller, you Bluetooth connect to that, and you go onto your Xbox app and you can play your games like that. That's the future. That's what's going to happen, because consoles, they sell them at a loss. Sony and Xbox sell the consoles at a loss because they know they can make their money back and then some through exclusives and microtransactions. And with the PlayStation 5 not selling as it's still sold really well, but because of the supply issues.
This is actually a good segue to a topic if you guys got more time. They're actually shutting down production of PS5 over, I think, in Russia, if you guys have heard that shit.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they're going to be shutting down production for a little bit. So get your PS5s now, guys, because they're going to be getting ready to shut those motherfuckers down for a bit. And Sony, they're so fucking brain dead. I know Jen just touched on this in the past. They're so fucking brain dead that their idea is to make more PS4s instead of actually manufacturing more PS5s. It's like, come on, Sony.
Yeah, it's like, why are you pulling resources from one to make the other? It's just like, I don't know what. It must be a component thing. Maybe it's easier to get their hands on the PS4 components as opposed to PS5 components, but they're stupid.
Yep.
I'm starting to smell like false scarcity going on.
Yeah. And I've actually also heard, too, moment of silence, the PS3 is at its end, guys. Finally, it's at an end. They're starting to shut down production for PlayStation 3s. You won't be able to get those anymore either because Japan is running out of the parts to make PlayStation 3.
They still made the console itself.
Yep, because it got discontinued like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah,
I want to say, and then now they're like, we're not going to be making them anymore. It's getting ready to go the wayside, and they're about to shut down the PlayStation Store for the PS3. So get your games now. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, if you've got your games, get them in now. Otherwise, I don't own any digital games for the PS3. It was all physical.
Yeah, I went all physical. Yeah,
with that, so I'm okay. Anything I owned digital was just PS3 plus PlayStation Plus stuff.
Yeah.
So there you go. Right, I think we can wrap that up. So PlayStation Plus tier list subscription service. It's okay. It's not great. Let's see what they offer down the line. I want to thank my co-hosts for joining me, Dixie and Hosea.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
And stay tuned on the NerdTube, the greatest channel you've never heard of. There's plenty of variety for you to enjoy on this channel. And that is all. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Like and subscribe.